Hi, friends. Make sure we're all good with our sound. I think we are. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I know it's been a little bit. Hang on. I need to adjust this. 1 second. We're going to make this a touch brighter. Bear with. And then we're going to do this. There we go. There we go. That's better. It was a little laggy. We got to fix. Let's see. Kara, good morning. Josephine, good morning. Durbin, good morning. Michelle, good morning. Lorian, good morning. I'm so glad. Well, we're going to work on Inklings today, but before that, I'm going to share with you guys, if you haven't seen any of my recent reels or videos, because I've been uploading a couple of videos as well. Good morning, Wilcox. Hi, Gaynor. Hi, Mona. So yeah, this morning I posted a reel of episode 28, which is this page, all finished. I swear, when I like burnish and blend, makes the page so shiny. I mean, granted, part of that is because I use Prismacolors, but also I flattened the heck out of this page. So it was really hard to take a video or picture without the light glaring. Let's see. Topeka, good morning. So yeah. Oh, and as a side note, I haven't done any of the updated squares yet. There just hasn't been time, what with us getting sick. But I figure like we're halfway through the month. I think I'm kind of just going to wait until the end of the month, and then I'll just finish everybody's all at once, and then I'll show it, you know, at the beginning of April. But anyway, so that was episode 28. That is up. And then I started uploading. The reason I did this, I started uploading some like videos, like sort of color along videos. Thank you, Josephine. Thanks, everyone. Sort of color along videos where I'm just doing a section. Right, Wilcox? I know, right? But I was like, it's so shiny. How can I photo? I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet. I'm thinking warm colors because when they're sitting like right next to each other, like of course we've got this green one and then this one's more of a pastel. I also sometimes choose the palette based on what I did on the other side so that they kind of look nice together. So I'm probably going to do warmer colors with this one. I haven't decided yet, but that is what I've colored this one before. I think I have it put away. But I've colored this one before and I want to say it was Ergosoft. Oh, Miss Rena, got you. Yeah, YouTube is weird about that. But I don't know. I've been feeling kind of the dark, moody kind of color palette. I don't know. Maybe that's my mood lately. You know, I canceled stream last Friday because I was sick. I was sick. The kids weren't until Friday morning when they both woke up with fevers. So it's like, yay. Anyway, but it's Friday. Spring break is next week. So we're going to be taking some time to relax a little bit. And then, so I made a couple of videos and I'm planning on doing more. In fact, Lost Ocean is going to be the next one. But I have a video that I did as a test a few years ago, kind of just to see what the reception would be. And it was a how to color leaves video. And at the time, because she's released a lot more books since, it was how to color leaves in every Johanna Basford book at the time. Like I said, there's more that have been released now. But it's always done really well. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna, right? Yeah, I took long enough to finish this page that I needed to do my nails again because it was getting chipped. And I was like, let's do a little matchy match. So you can always tell how long a video takes me if my nail color changes halfway through. Anyway, it's always done really well. So I was like, you know, I'm going to mix it up a little bit and I'm going to do one of how to color flowers. And that was this page in here. I used the anniversary edition and it was this one. Incredibly well received, and I was like, okay, because this part of the reason that I haven't been doing full uploads is because one, the files are ginormous because of how I film them, and like, because I can film them like for 4K possibly. I don't think I quite, anyway, the point is the files are huge, and I just don't have the time to dedicate to edit an entire page. Oh, thank you. And so I was like, you know what? Why don't I do like I did with the leaves and I do one section? So I started with white petals because I think everybody finds that fairly intimidating, which I do too. So I just took my time with this one and, you know, really just thought about it. So I did a section. So really well received. And so I did another one, which is quickly catching up. That was this one here. I don't know if I have it on autofocus right now. We're going to turn that off. There we go. So anyway, so this was episode 2 for Enchanted Forest. And then after that, I realized why, when I made that video, why I did leaves and not flowers. Because first of all, there are a surprisingly few amount of flowers in Enchanted Forest. Took me a little while to figure out the ones I want. Thanks. And there are even less flowers in Lost Ocean. So let's see, oh, that's an old one. That's a really old one that I did. I used up like an entire aquamarine pencil on this page. I have a video of me coloring the background somewhere. That was a Stedler test page. But I don't have the little tab in it. But for this one, that was another one. For this one, I'm going to do these as the flowers. Maybe I'll do a little bit of the fish, a little bit of the seaweed, whatever else. But I'm going to do like a pink and blue kind of color palette. So this will be for the third one, which I'm hoping I can bust out a few of these during spring break since we'll have the extra time. So I'm really enjoying that. So the plan for those videos is I am going to do, I'm going to go in release order for Johanna books. So a flower in each one of those. I'll probably skip Johanna's Christmas and save that for maybe like a Christmas in July or actually December. But I'm going to go through release order of all of Johanna's books. And then after that, I can move on to other books that I got. You know, we've got Rita Berman, Hannah Carlson, we've got Rachel Ryder, Maggie Entre-Rios, like loads of ones that have flowers in them. So I don't know how many videos will go in this series, but after that, maybe I'll do like a separate leaf one now that there's more books released and everything. But yeah, so look out for those videos. Like I said, they were really well received, so I was pleased with that. Those of you that are members on the first, sorry, I'm taking my sweater off. I was cold. That coloring page for this month is available in the post sections. Thanks. And then let's see, I did this one on my own, did a little video for it. I did this one. I'm not entering the color competition because, you know, I already get stuff that's sent from her and I feel like that'd be almost rude of me to even attempt to enter it. So, but because I knew that Johanna was doing this page for the coloring contest, I wanted to put a little, inspiration out there. So I was like, ooh, I'll go ahead and do this page. So it was, again, with the moody color palette. So background was Neocolors, and then the main object was Prismacolors. So you can see a video of that on there. But that one's all done. I'm trying to think if I have any other pages that I haven't shown you guys. We're going to be working on this one today, which, by the way, I have a poll. So drop your vote. It's kind of not quite 50-50. Whenever we're done going over these announcements and stuff, whatever's winning will be the choice. Thank you. So yeah, be sure you vote. The interview with Johanna released, which is where we colored this one. Last stream I did, you guys got a little sneak peek. Finish the second shell and start the background. Very possibly. I have some pictures that I'm going to pull up for the background that I want to do. So I'll show you guys that in a second. But yeah, I haven't colored really any other in the book aside from this one. Let's see, I could have swore that I've done just more in here in general. Let's see. Which, if you pre-ordered your book, a lot of people, well, the music is like non-existent right now, isn't it? Hold on. Oh, it's just because it's a quiet song. That's why. Hang on, sorry, I'm just... Okay, anyway. But yeah, so still lots of pages to go in that one, but I'm kind of alternating. Oh, there's the other one. That one was done with gouache. I'm alternating working on Small Victories, Inklings, and then the How to Color Flowers ones. So yeah, lots on deck to color, all Johanna, all the time. I switch it up sometimes. All right, well, let's see, where is the vote at? Oh, shells. Okay, so we have 29 votes. I'll wait for 30, and whatever we're at for 30 votes, that's what we'll do today. Even if background doesn't win, I'll show you guys the pictures, and it's 50-50. Okay, the next tiebreaker will be what we do, because I think it's safe to say that a good portion of us will be happy either way. Yeah, because we're 50-50 now. So while we let that go up to 31, so... Oh, I'm so glad, Michelle. So these are the pictures that I have here. These are kind of what I have. Hang on. Not the Christmas lights. There we go. These are kind of what I have in mind for what I want to do for the background. I had to double check. I wanted to make sure that these weren't AI. Shells. Okay, shells win. Shells win. We'll work on the shells. I'm going to need to figure out what colors I used on it because I don't actually remember. So we'll have to pull those out because I've been using my Prismacolors a lot lately. So yeah, I'll need to re-pull them out. And I've started using my little notebook to keep track of all the colors that we're using. So this was for episode 28. This is going to be for this today so that I can remember what we used. I can kind of visualize it, so I think I'll know. But anyway, so when we do the background, this is kind of what I had in mind. I want to do that kind of sand dune ripple effect. Will it take us a while? Probably. But things to pay attention to on it are like the shadows that are under the shells. We already have a little bit of a drop shadow, but we'll adjust it a bit when we get the background laid down. Yay! I used to pre-order my books, but I've noticed I can usually get them early if I check my local bookstores. Yes, that is, for me here, I have a Books A Million. That's in South Austin. Oh, is it South Austin? Anyway, I can go there and usually get the books a little bit early. That's partially why I haven't done much with the Notes from Nature because there was such a hiccup with it. But obviously I got this one a little bit early. But yeah, pre-orders just don't seem to work as well as they maybe should. Went to Books A Million when I went to Texas. Yes, I was so excited when we moved here. I finally had access to a Books A Million because where we were at before, there was not one in there. All right, so we're gonna work on the shells today. We're doing different color palettes for all of them. Let's go ahead and remove these images. But yeah, that kind of background is what I am shooting for. So let's go ahead and grab our Prismacolors. Some of my Prismacolors are getting down to their nubbins, but I don't want to set them aside because then I inevitably start a longer pencil and I'm still stuck with the nubbins. So I'm trying to use the nubbins until they can be sharpened no longer. So with this page, we definitely used, there was some Parma Violet. So we're going to grab that. Okay. Thanks, Kenny. Started coloring little beach huts. They're so cute. Oh, I love it. All right. So we're going to grab Violet. Hi, Shannon. How are you? Let's see, Violet and definitely Parma Violet. Let's see, I want to say this was, let's see, a little bit more pinky. That looks like Orchid. It's not quite as bright as Lavender. So we're going to go Orchid. It doesn't have to be perfect. Hi, Jen. How are you? Sounds good. Orchid, and then I'm pretty sure this one was the Deco Aqua, I think. Actually, that might have been the Deco Blue. So let's pull out the Deco Blue. You could use like a light aqua for that if you, well, I barely have it. So yeah, you could use a light aqua for that one. Okay, and I think that's as far as we went. So now I'm going to add in a few colors so we can finish this. We're obviously going to be using some shadow colors and whatnot. So let's add in the dioxazine purple hue. Okay, dioxazine purple hue. And then let's do, let's see. Let's go ahead and grab our shadows as it is. And I am thinking warm gray and French gray, probably not the cool gray. So let's do warm gray 70%, which is this one. Right, nod. Oh yeah, Violet, you're turning violet. I think I have an exclamation point Violet in chat. I think Belinda and I both added those. Okay, so that was the warm gray 70%. Then let's grab the French gray. Yeah, French gray 70% also. Okay, that's a warm French 70. That's this one here. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, absolutely, Michelle. I am right there with you. Let's see, 70%. And then let's get French gray 50%, I think. Doesn't look like we used any black, but I think a black raspberry would be good with that. Okay, black raspberry. Let's see what else. We've got what did we have? We had the dioxazine purple hue. Let's grab a little bit of the Indian Throne blue. Okay. I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. Oh, totally unrelated to coloring news. Those that are a fan of ACOTAR and all things Sarah J. Maas, did you guys watch the podcast? Because she may or may not have announced ACOTAR 6 and 7 within a couple months. Patrick Rothfuss, take a lesson, baby, or George R. R. Martin, finish your series. I'm just saying. But I was re-listening to the books, and I've been wanting to make a necklace where it's this little, pendant thing that you can put it into. So I did some embroidery with the Valaris little logo. We've got, the 8-pointed star, and that goes up there with the other 2 ones, and then the 3 mountain peaks. But that's all embroidery, and then I just hot glued it in the pendant. It's a little rough. If I were to do it again, I'd probably do it a little differently. But I was just like, I'm excited. So I re-listened to, all of the ACOTAR. Hi, Connie. And I was like, because I've been meaning to do something like that for a while. And I was like, yeah, that could be fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm just using this little handheld sharpener, not because I think it's, fabulous or anything. It's just newer, so the blades are sharper. And for my teeny tiny nubbins, I need something handheld rather than the doll. As much as I love the doll 133, when you can barely grab onto the pencil, it doesn't work quite as well. Oh, nice, Josephine. I wholeheartedly approve. Not that you need my approval, but it's there. Okay, let's see. Let's sharpen this one just a skosh. So I'm kind of hoping I'll have time to do an extra stream during spring break, but we'll see how it plays out because I know the kids want to do a lot of stuff, but there may be that. Either way, I'm hoping to, at the very least, get a bunch of filming done over spring break as well. So, yeah, it should be a good, good kind of break time. All right, so like I said, we did this one last stream, so let's go ahead and dive in, and I think we're actually going to start with our darker colors. So let's grab, it was the PC 1056, which is the 70% warm gray, and we're going to get that shadow in. It's funny, like I was finishing up that episode 28 yesterday, and the easiest way that I did it was I went through and laid down, I kind of color blocked the whole thing with everything that I wanted to use for it. And then I immediately went in with the black since I was going for such kind of a darker color scheme. So that's kind of like the way my brain is wired at the moment, is we're going to go in with our shadows first and then do the color on top of it. Also, how is everyone's weather? Because ours has been so crazy. Like one day it's hot, the next we've got tornado warning, and then it's cold again, and it's super windy, and I'm just like, my goodness, make up your mind. Not that I'm complaining. I do like a cooler weather, but it's been, everybody's lawns have like exploded in the last week because we've been getting so much rain. So I need to go out and mow like significantly, but everything's been so wet. All right, so that's 70%. We're going to put this over here as well. But I know the kids are really looking forward to the time. They want to go swimming because it's finally getting warm enough for that. As long as it's not cold again. I don't know if it remains cold all spring break. We may need to switch it up a bit. All right, so we're going to add some of this here as well. Still been chilly, but the afternoons have been very warm, which I love. I know, right? Snowstorm today. Okay, then. I guess it's summer here. Next week we'll hit 90. It's all wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Little Emily was daydreaming about moving back to the Pacific Northwest. So I was like, well, it's not quite that easy, but the weather would sure be great. That'd be wonderful. Down to 36 from 70. Yeah, that's like what we've been doing. Let's see. What is the temperature today? It is currently... YouTube just told me Shannon uploaded a video. It is 62. It is 62 currently. I don't know how hot it's supposed to get today. All right, let's go ahead. Now that we've got that warm gray down, let's move into, I think maybe the dioxazine purple hue. Start to get warm in March, and then we'll get cool again. 41 and rainy with possible snow today. 70s tomorrow. That's crazy. It was delayed. We're not talking about, oh, okay. I mean, Shannon didn't upload a video. No uploads here. Drop lower. Oh my gosh. Well, what is our projected for the week? We definitely don't have any risk of snow, but we live in Texas, so no one's surprised that, hey, look how many fractals I have. All right, 7-day forecast for us is, oh, it's going to be a high of 81 today. That's nice. High of 81 today, high of 85 Saturday, 91 Sunday, and 59 on Monday. Yeah, that makes sense. Scattered clouds and breezy. Yeah, going from 91 to 59 will do that. Oh my gosh. So we got that to look forward to. 30 Fahrenheit wind chill, 22 and snow on the way. Oh my gosh. Is the Prisma made with wax? Does it work well with Gamsol to color blend with the blending pencils? First question, yes, it is a wax-based pencil. Second question, I don't actually know. I haven't actually ever used Gamsol. Mostly what I use to blend my Prismacolor is the Caran d'Ache blender. Somebody actually made a comment on the video I made this morning where they said, like, it was kind of crazy because it was almost like I activated it with water, like that's what it looked like, but no, it was this 100%. I've done a video on blenders, and there's some marker blenders that work well, but I mostly use this. I can't go back. Like I stock up. I have a bunch of nubbins because they don't glue well to each other. But if I could melt all of these down, that's why I'm using the pencil extender, because I'm slowly trying to go through my teeny tiny stash of them. But the ones you get now are pencil and full blender together. But yeah, I need just like a mold so I can just melt all these down. Or I'm just going to have to stop being a baby about it and just use my nubbins. 80s this week, 90s next week. Yeah, I mean, it's, like I said, it makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, Kenny says it does. I've never used it. Oh, gosh, that one took a while. It took like... because I had to do it in sections, because there was the background for, I really debated about breaking it up because it was a lot to, because Instagram has like a 3-minute limit for reels. And so in hindsight, I probably should have done that one in a 2-part because I had to cut out a lot of clips to make it fit. But probably off and on 3 or 4 days. So yeah, it definitely took a while. Like I said, if you see my nail polish change, we're using the dioxazine purple hue. My nail polish change midway through the video, then that probably means I did it over the course of a couple of days. Because like I said, I've also been alternating between coloring in Inklings and doing the how to color flowers videos. So it wasn't the only thing that I worked on. I mean, I was working on it pretty much every day except, what's today, Friday? I took Wednesday off from doing any kind of filming or editing or coloring of any kind because I had, you know, domestic things to tend to. So Wednesday was the only day that I didn't work on it at all. Hi, Marilyn. How are you? So, but yeah, that one was fairly time consuming. Okay. Let's do, because I want to do a little bit of variation. Let's see. Let's get our Indanthrone blue. Could probably put this one in a pencil extender, but meh. But yeah, we are all looking forward to some downtime coming up here. It has just been a chaotic last month. You know, we were kind of back-to-back sick. Granted, this one wasn't as bad as the one before. So I'll take that as a win. We're going to put the Inditherm Blue on this stripe up here. What purple number? For the Inditherm Blue? Well, that's a blue, and that's 208. But the dioxazine purple hue is 132. But we're going to add some of this Inditherm to this top one. And then let's grab some of the Parma Violet. Yes, yeah, Easter is, so for us, Easter's April, isn't it? Next month? Let's see, Easter 2026. Sunday, April 5th. Yeah, so that'll be Sunday. Yeah, April. Yeah, and speaking of April, I know we talked about it, but I still want to go through with it where we do a separate painting stream, and we will, I already have the image in mind that I want us to paint. April 5th, yeah. Early in April this year. Yeah, sometimes it gets close to my birthday, but so yeah, I think I want to do a special birthday stream. I'm not like real life, I'm not really planning anything. Honestly, like I used to be so people-y, you know? And now I'm coming up, I'm gonna be 40 this year, you guys. I'm gonna be 40. Anyway, the idea of peopling on my birthday, you know, short of seeing you guys, because that's different. It's all online. But, you know, in-person peopling, that sounds exhausting. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to go ahead and grab Orchid. And your birthday, too. Yeah. Wait, Kenny, have we established, are we birthday buddies? You can message me later. You can message me later, because that's cool for birthday buddies. All right, so Orchid. See, I also don't really recommend this one at all because it's not very smooth when it sharpens. It's a fresh blade. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like, get that in focus. Anyway, it's hard to see. It's not smooth. Once it becomes dull, it's probably going to be a pretty useless sharpener, but any sharpener that's brand new should work. Right, Michelle? Well, the thing of it is I'm naturally, like, I'm a kind of extrovert that has no problem talking to strangers. In fact, there was something I was saying, and little Emily was with me, and I said something to a complete stranger, and she's just like, how can you do that? And I was like, I don't know, it's fine. Like, it doesn't make me nervous at all. But I've moved to being introverted in the sense where my idea of relaxing is like no one bothering me. And I listen to my audiobook and I play video games or I handicraft or whatever, you know? It's Steve. Hi, Steve. You even go out for my free birthday dinner last year. Wait, what's the free birthday dinner? Like, is that a specific place? Close buddies, but not twinsy buddies. There we go. It is a little bit, Josephine. Yeah. Like, I don't know how much longer this one will work because it's been happening more and more. But like I said, it was in the swag bag that I got when I did the oh, I can't words are hard. The painting festival. See, actually these tend to work a little bit better. I should probably like just get some refreshers of these little Norris handhelds. Hang on, we're gonna empty your sharpener here. But yeah, I'm not really planning anything. I don't know. Are you supposed to do something special for 40? Or can we just like pretend it's not there? I don't know. I know people, you know, say aging is a privilege, which it is, but I'm not going to begrudge myself some time to adjust to the new. What is that contraption that sharpened your pencils? This one? It's just a Soho. I think it's a Jackson's Art Supply version one. They helped sponsor the festival and they did it. Didn't even feel 40's L Sucketh. Right? Yeah, my doctors, we've already discussed potentials for perimenopause. I'm like, you're not ready. This one's just the Deco Blue, but you could use like a powder blue or sky blue light for this one. I'm not ready. See, Steve was already 40 before me. But I'm getting all of the, you know, elder millennial videos now of how unwell adjusted we are because of it. Am I gonna have a hernia surgery for my birthday? Oh yay, surgery for birthday. It'll probably be me whenever I get, what did we name this dude in my head? Did we name him Ted? Ted in the head? I don't know. He's pretty status quo. I honestly don't even feel like going to get the MRI for it this year. My symptoms for it have subsided, and it's like $400 whenever I go and get those MRIs. It's very possible I've had this dude here like my entire life. So I don't know, unless I see any outward symptoms, I kind of just like, eh. Oh no, Durbin. Yeah, they said that until like my sleep starts getting messed up, you know, like irregular times of the, like there's all these things that I can start to look out for that'll tell me like, oh hey, this time's probably around the corner. I'm like, great, because being a girl isn't hard enough. We gotta chuck this one in, the last hurrah for, you know, not being able to make babies anymore. Thanks genetics or nature or whatever the heck. I vote we boycott our uteruses. Can we do that? Can we boycott them when we're done with them? Just be like, nah, I'm good. All right, black raspberry. You know, it's funny, just because I've been doing those darker palettes, I'm gonna laugh if this one actually comes out darker than this one. I'm going to get some of this shadow here. I'll just tell everybody I'm just 39 again. It's fine. Okay, let's do this part here, and let's actually go in with Orchid first. Nice. That's the dream, right? Someday. It's my second annual 39th birthday. Yes, I like it. Oh wait, what's going on? Is your stream doing wonky stuff or just me? Freezes for a few seconds and the chat shuts off. It's only happened a couple times. I'll get off and reload. Weird. It may come back. Don't brag just yet. Oh no. Let's see. What does it say about my stream health? So it tells me that the stream health is excellent. Stream health is healthy. I'm not dropping any frames. Yeah, everything on my end says that everything's a-okay. Latency is good. 1340p. Sorry, I'm just double checking all the settings. 1080. Yeah, it's gotta be, because there is... Because I even changed some of the settings that I'm no longer, because I used to get a little yellow bar at the bottom that said that buffering may happen, but I was able to change the settings for that. I'm not getting it anymore. And stream health for everything is fine. So, such good internet out. I didn't know some of the, well, that's good. Oh my gosh, yes. Cake. Yeah, the brain fog. The struggle is real, man. So much so. Thankfully, Steve is incredibly understanding, and if I text him and be like, so today's not great, he's like, it's cool, I got you. He hasn't done it since I mentioned it, go figure. That's usually how it works, right? Let's see, this is interim blue. I'm gonna put this in a pencil extender. I just keep these on hand now whenever I use the Prismacolors. I keep thinking I need to switch pencil brands. Like, I try to switch it up when I'm doing the videos because I know everybody has something, but I've just been really hooked on the pencil brands. In fact, so much so, I have the pastel storage drawers over here, but since I pulled a lot of the stickers off the Etsy shop and I'm not doing them as much, I actually moved these over here because I utilize them more. So now I've got these drawers right next to me. I labeled them Prismacolor here, but I've got these drawers next to me that keep all of my spares. And in fact, what I also did is I took my Neo colors out of the metal tins. What? I heard my name. Oh, I love that. Yes, he's fabulous with that. So I put these all in order of this chart. I go here. What about Arteza? I don't really use too much of their stuff anymore, partially because, so Arteza actually got bought out by Plaid Crafts. Plaid Crafts is a big company that owns a lot of sub companies, so it uses like the apple barrel paint and all that. That's just marriage. Yep. He's pretty good at it. Anyway, so Arteza got bought out by a bigger art company that manages them now, but I kind of stopped using their pencils and markers. One, my markers were drying out and like I couldn't get the replacements for them. And then same thing with their pencils. Like they never really, like they may be now, but they never really restocked their 120. And I have a hard time choosing to use Artezas when they're so unavailable to everyone else. Should go to therapy together. Dude, I should probably go into therapy. Anyway, yeah, so they're kind of like, they're still around, obviously, but because, you know, they like, it keeps the name, but it's a different company that runs them. So for lack of availability and ease of access, I just don't really use them anymore because I feel like that's kind of, ooh, nice, Kenny. Yeah, it's just so nice. Yeah, they're not bad. We wouldn't come with words to a therapist. Oh, you know, honestly, Michelle, a little bit, yeah. Like I reel myself in a little bit because like I don't want people to like get weirded out or whatever. And you know, obviously, I've learned to think before I speak a little bit, just because I don't want to overshare too much. But yeah, you guys kind of are, honestly. Let's go back, talk about our childhood trauma. It's cool. Figure out why I am the way I am. Yeah, exactly, Kara. So I'm just like, I mean, they're all right. I use them sometimes for myself. Little Emily came in here last night and she needed to make a poster for a school function. I'm using black raspberry. And I was like, oh, cool. I had an extra piece of poster board. So I pulled that out. And she has some paint markers that she got for Christmas that she really loves. And so she was going to use those. And I was like, well, do you want to use something I have? Because I'm going to tell you right now, what's the point of her mama having a job where I have a plethora of art supplies? Don't we tune in for the weird? Absolutely. I have a plethora of art supplies. So I'm using Orchid now. So I might as well let her use whatever she needs. So I pulled out my Arteza Everblends because I don't actually... Ironically enough, I have very few Sharpies. And so I was like, well, here, I don't use these as much anymore. Why don't you? And she loved it. I pulled out the color charts. And of course, I was sitting there. I was like, ooh, what else do I have? Do we want to add glitter? Do we want to add ribbons? I bet you I could string some bells to your sign. But we're also at the age where we want to be cool, but not over the top because that's not cool. So I had to reel in my need to like start tie-dyeing shirts or something. I was just like, this is my time to shine. Pep rallies, I am there. I've got the supplies. Let's see, ended through blue. But I love seeing her face light up. Speaking of which, so I haven't put it up yet, but something to yes, exactly, because of all the cool. I haven't done anything official yet because she hasn't finished them, but she has expressed interest. Now they get an allowance, but she has expressed interest in trying to earn her own money. Now, given, you know, I've never really said her age, but given the age that she is, we're going to use the 70% French gray. There's not a whole lot that she can do. Like, she's not quite ready for babysitting yet. You know, paper routes aren't really a thing for kids anymore. And so she does a lot of art. She loves painting. She loves doing all kinds of things. So we toyed with the idea of her making 2 small paintings, like 5x7s. Like 2 5x7s, those little flatboard canvases. And the plan is when she finishes them, I'm going to put those 2 ones as a limited edition up in my Etsy shop. And she's hoping that she will be able to sell them. Now, there are technicalities for like letting somebody who is a minor like sell. So there'll be steps that I'll have to follow specifically for it. But if anybody is in the mood to help support a budding artist, keep an eye out for those. Honestly, she'll probably finish them over spring break, but there's going to be 2 of them that's going to go up in the Etsy shop because she wants to see if she can earn some of her own money. She could do greeting cards. Absolutely. Hi, Lucy. How are you? So at some point, those will go up. And I told her, I was just like, you know, it's going to be super awesome if someone does, but it's also like trying to teach her the reality of, you know, they may sell, they may not, you know, it's a whole thing. So she's working diligently on those. And she's gotten really excited about it. So it's cool to see her getting so excited about something like that, you know? Okay, so we're using that French Gray 70. We need to do the inside here. Let's go ahead and bust out our violet again. We're going to talk about, you know, how much supplies cost. You know, I'm going to teach you about, you know, factoring in what to charge for things you do, how long it took you to do it, what it cost for the supplies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it should be a good learning experience for her. I already told her, it's like, it's not something we're going to do, you know, all the time, but if she has a couple she wants to put up and try and learn a little bit of entrepreneurship, we can do that. All right, so we're doing violet. Then for the inside, let's actually grab some amethyst. Where did I put this? Okay. Amethyst. Here we go. I actually popped into Hobby Lobby the other day because I needed new blacks. Go figure, because I've been doing such dark color palettes. All right, we're going to do amethyst. Fill in that space there. And after this, we're going to do our blender and we can add our final color palettes. Actually, we should probably do these little dots here too. Let's see, let's do dioxazine purple hue. I told Steve that if we end up going to Oregon again this summer, I really want to take the kids camping. The bugs are just too big in Texas to go camping, but I'd love to take them for some like beach camping that we used to do all the time. All right, let's go ahead and use our blender now. But yeah, I am super excited for ACOTAR 6 and 7. And it's cool that she's releasing them basically back to back. Like the 6 is going to get released in October, and then 7 is going to get released in January. She said there was just like so much that she wanted to put in the book that it had to be broken up into 2 books. So that should be pretty exciting. But I am, like I said, I'm still planning on doing that special painting live stream. I had somebody ask me if I'm going to do like a supplies list and all that, and most definitely. So before I do that, because I still need to prep it all, I'm going to release the image that we'll be painting so you can, you know, either trace it or print it or whatever you want to do to get it put on the paper that we'll use. And then, yeah, it should be pretty, it should be I can't talk. Pretty fun project. There we go. Let's get white. Right? I know. Now here's hoping that they match it to the other books, because I know specifically people that have the bookshelves and they like to have them on there as trophies. It gets so sad when the books don't match. It's like, why? Like if it's hardback, but it's like shorter than the previous books. All right, there we go. All right, let's give this a little sharpen. And then I believe, yeah, I used some of the Artix acrylic markers to help eliminate some of the black lines. So we're going to be doing that too. Hi, Early Port. Thank you. All right, so now we're going to kind of blend this. I'm going over the edge. But yeah, so I'm doing a re-listen of all those books to get caught up. I'm doing Crescent City. While it's not my favorite of the books, there's a crossover between ACOTAR and Crescent City in the latest ACOTAR book. So I was like, well, I need to at least read that one so that I can get caught up. Thank you, Josephine. How about that? How people like the same looking books. I would, right? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I get everything on Audible because I really struggle. Like I've thought about getting myself like a nice Kindle Paperwhite or something, but I really struggle with just sitting down and reading a book. Like, I don't know if this is just a ADHD thing or what, but when you guys read books, do you find, do you hear yourself reading in your head, or do you think about other things when you're reading them? Like, do you have an inner monologue while you're reading, or do you think about, you know, things you need to do or whatever? See, for me, I'm reading, but I'm also thinking about a lot of other things while I'm reading. And I think that's part of the reason why I have a hard time to just sit down and read, because I'm thinking the whole time, like, I need to be doing, you know, XYZ kind of thing. You do both? Yeah. Yeah. Both at the same time. Yeah. Like I was reading a bedtime story to little Steve the other night, and I was thinking about something I needed to do, and literally like mid book, because I was afraid I was going to forget it. Like I hollered at Steve and I was like, "Hey, can you remind me to do this later?" Like, because I'm having a whole train of thought while I'm reading said book. Now, granted, it was a kid's book, so it wasn't, you know, anything that was particularly strenuous on the brain, but I just have a hard time just sitting down and reading, because I'm like, oh, I need to be doing this, or I could be doing that, or I need to go clean the bathroom or whatever else. So I find audiobooks, that's why it's so much easier. Ooh, yes, Sue, absolutely. Do I not have a link for Ko-fi? Yeah, but it is in the description. So I can color and put it. Yes, exactly. Wanders more. Really? See, it does that. My mind will wander with audiobooks if I'm reading something else. So like if I'm composing an email, or you know, because I listen to audiobooks a lot, like when I'm editing too. So if I'm too distracted, I don't retain it and I have to go back. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna grab an acrylic marker. We have a little bit of like pinkiness here. So the color I think we'll use, let's do both audiobook and physical book. Yeah. Because I'm used to tuning people out. That'll do it. We could do 403, but also 422. So let's grab both of those. So let's see. 403 and 422. Oh, total side note. Oh, Everly, thank you for subscribing. I just did something silly. I posted briefly about it. I painted a rock the other day. I was needing a little bit of a palette cleanse from coloring, and I didn't want to do normal work stuff. So I have a bunch of these rocks that I collected when I was in Oregon that I planned on painting, because when we were there, there's a whole Facebook group of people that paint rocks and then leave them on the beach for people to find. And so I was in the mood, and I actually used the acrylic markers to paint it. In hindsight, probably not a great idea, because the nibs are like a fiber and it can break down. But yeah, I use sparkly stuff on it. And then I need to get some more matte medium. I have this that I got, let's see, it's by Ranger. I think I got it on like clearance or something, probably got it. But this is what I use a lot. So I think I need to get some more. Thanks. But yeah, I have a bunch of these rocks that I got when we were at the beach before. And so I need to paint them so I can bring them with. Nothing like bringing a bunch of rocks on an airplane, right? All right, there we go. Get that in focus. All right, let's try the lighter one first. Okay. Let's see how this looks. Oh, yeah, actually, that's kind of perfect for it. Let's see, did we cover up? Yeah, we did kind of cover up these lines here. I'm going to show you guys a little trick. If your paint marker is too thick, you can actually scrape off a little bit. Now, a lot of times I'll use the little kind of weeding tool from the Silhouette, the cutter, but I don't know where it's at right now. And so I actually have been using a seam ripper to do it. So I'll show you guys here in a little bit. Okay, let's see. Let's do maybe just one here, because this side's going to be darker. Let's do a little bit here. Sure we're in frame. Just a little bit. Okay, and then let's see, is this going to be too bright? No, actually it's just a little bit darker, which is good. That's what I wanted. Okay. Let's see, let's do this one here. I didn't really use the white here, but that's okay. Okay, so one of the things that I do, let's see, did I leave it out? Unless I put it away. Oh, maybe I put it away. Hang on. Well, I thought it was here. Anyway, basically I just use the tip of it and I just like barely scrape away the edge, and it just helps me to kind of like shape the paint marker if it's a bit much. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab the 1056, which is that 90% warm gray again. Okay. And I want to make sure, now that we've used that white on top to kind of blend things, I want to make sure that the left side is most definitely darker than the right side. Go. Hang on, I'm gonna get water here. Okay. Let's bring it up this way here. Okay. So let's see, what do I want to use for that? We're actually going to use the dioxazine purple hue, just a little bit, which is funny because it's like more of a blue. Oh no, wait, this one's Indian Throw. That's why it's not the right one. I'm like, why is this coming out blue? Okay, and then let's actually use a little bit of that Parma Violet. Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, they do have rules on what you can remove from beaches. They have a limit as far as like no more than a gallon size Ziploc bags. So obviously, if they're larger, you're limited to it. Let's see if I have my little bowl of rocks over here. Anyway, but yeah, you are limited to a certain amount of rocks. So they do have quite a bit. Like they made, because a lot of where we were at before, it was a big agate collection place. So they had very specific rules on how many you could actually collect. All right, let's do the dioxazine purple hue again. Are you in the US or another country? I can't quite remember. But there's parts of where we're at that's specifically known for like rock and agate collecting. Well, I mean, no, the rules are good. The rules are good because you don't want to, you know, disrupt the natural order of things. You know, humans in general, we tend to bowl over a lot of things as it is. But the rules are in place to help protect the wildlife, sea life, and just people in general. Okay, let's see. Let's do a little bit here. In fact, one of the days, I probably told you guys about it after I came back from the trip, but one of the days we were there, you know, just kind of checking out the tide pools and everything. Little Steve had found a really cool shell, and then as we were going down, he had found a hermit crab whose shell was entirely too small, and he was definitely exposed to the elements. Let's do the black raspberry. And he got really excited because he was able to give his shell, and the hermit crab switched it out right there in front of us. We put the hermit crab in a bucket along with the replacement shell, and he immediately started feeling it out, and he swapped for the right size fitted shell. So that was kind of the highlight of the trip for little Steve. And a garden cider. Nice. Oh, cool, Audrey. I didn't get a chance to go actually down to the beaches in like Aberdeen. But I was like the oceans got pretty close. And then I also went to Slains Castle, where the seaside was really hitting that cliff. But no, it was all gorgeous there. I always pronounce it wrong because my instinct is I want to pronounce it Dunatar, but that's not it. It's Dunatar. But I went there and Dune Castle and Slains Castle and Stonehaven. Oh, gorgeous. My mom actually got to go with me for that trip, and it was just really fun for both of us. We stayed at this really cool hotel just outside of Aberdeen. It was super fun. Will not forget that trip anytime soon. Pipping plovers. Plovers are a bird, right? Tell the beaches in Oregon for agates, so fun. Yeah. Some of them. That's why we went really early. I have a little bowl here. I don't know where I put it. I reorganize things and then I can't find them. Why do I clean things when I just can't find what I need anymore? Anyway, I have a little glass, almost fishbowl style thing. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that shell, but we need to add the shadow underneath. Tiny little birds. Okay, cool. So we're going to do the French gray again. So what do we have for French gray? This one is the French gray 70. Let's get the French gray 50. Organizing is overrated, right? Seriously. Okay, French gray, let's zoom out. French gray, I have 70. Let's grab 50, which is 1072. Do I have 1072 out already? I do. There it is. Okay, 50 and then 30, which is 1070, and let's grab 10%. Little baby nubbin. There we go. All right, we're going to give this a quick little sharpen. Yeah, because I feel like the little drop shadow really helps things pop. And if you guys missed it earlier, this is the background. We're going to do a beach sand style background when we're all done. Probably be a little time consuming, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. Okay, so let's start with the French gray 70%. All right, so it's going to be fairly dark here. I may actually get even, I may end up getting the French gray 90% too, because this is still pretty light, but we're going to get the base of our shadow down. Okay, left side, we've been consistently doing that one darker. Yeah, I mowed the front lawn before the rain hit, which was great because our yard would probably be immensely worse. But the garden bed needs to go a little. Actually, you want to know something funny? Hi, Natalie. The kids were really excited. So last Christmas, we went to a Christmas in the park kind of deal, and there was a nursery. There were different businesses from around town that were there promoting their business or whatever, but one of them was a tree nursery, and it was more for teaching the kids about conservation and everything like that. And you could play a game to win a little sapling, itty bitty baby, right? And was getting, it's kind of wintertime, whatever. And, we brought them home. They weren't necessarily getting watered as often as they should. And finally I was like, you know what, let's just see if we can keep it alive by planting it in the garden bed out front. So I did. And they full on, well, what we assumed died. And for the last few months, they've literally just been like a twig sticking up out of the ground until after all of this rain we had, and they are sprouting little leaves. They're sprouting little leaves, and the kids were so excited. They're like, it's not dead. I'm like, apparently not. It's the little twig that could. So both of them have leaves now. So we're going to have some little baby trees in our front garden bed. No way are they going to fit when they actually turn to real trees, but the kids were super excited. So I was like, all right, we didn't completely kill them. I will take that as a win. So I think for today, we're going to keep working on these shells. And then when we stream again next time, whether it's Friday or I fit in a bonus stream, actually, if we do a bonus stream, maybe I'll do something else so that those that usually come on Fridays don't miss it. But I think for next stream, we'll start planning out our background. I think that would be good. So this is just the French Gray 70 that we're using. Let's see, let's go in with the 50%. Okay. Trying to keep it somewhat same as this one, but I think we need to get out our darker one. So let's get the French Gray 90. I don't want to go to fully using black just because the other one doesn't have it on it, and I don't want to overpower it. So this is French Gray 90, number 1076. So we are actually going to bring some of that up on the shell, kind of like how we did with the other. Here, we can probably put both in here. Here we go. A little bit of that darkness there. We're going to do the same on this one. A little bit of that French Gray for shadow. Go. There we go. I like that. All right, and let's get our French Gray. This one is 1070, and that is 30%. Gonna go over it just a bit. I am tempted to grab the black and just like do that on both of them. I just want that kind of shot. I'm not gonna do too much more than that because we're still gonna do all that sand behind it where we will fine tune that just a little bit more. So I'm gonna grab the black, little bitty nubbin. Let's grab a pencil extender for it. Let's actually give it a quick sharpen before we do that. Okay. All right, handy dandy little pencil extender. So we're going to do the black on both of these here. So I want to get some stronger kind of shadows at the end to help it define it a little bit. Go. Just a bit. Let's do the same on this side. Okay. Now this is already pretty dark, but maybe that's why I felt like it needed the black to really help it pop. Do this here because the left side is going to be the darkest. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Because we can always go back to it, and generally we do when I end up doing a background anyway. All right, so now, oh, you know what we need to do? Hold on. Because I'm terrible at writing it down. Okay, so we've got, I'm just going to do their numbers and I'll write down their names later. So we've got 132. Okay, the Indian Throne Blue, that one is 208. This is why I don't sometimes write down when I'm doing like videos, because it's kind of a pain. 932. Okay, Parma Violet is 1008. Okay, then we have Amethyst, which is 1104. Then we've got 1105, but who knows, maybe someone will find this helpful. Let's see, trying to add darker shadows on my pastel huts. I love the look, but I'm so afraid it'll turn out too dark. I would say go with your, I mean, in this case, we started with the grays. And I would go in with something contrasting to what you're using. So like if I was doing a pink hut and it was pastel and I wanted to add shadow to it, I would probably go in, like, let's say we're coloring like hot pink and blush pink. I would probably start not quite with a complementary color, but maybe like black cherry and just do it a little bit. And then maybe after the black cherry, build up with like a mulberry. So I think if you wanted to keep pastel, yeah, color versus blacks and grays would probably work best. Thank you, Coffee. Let's see, random storage question for anyone. Do you keep your pencils in their cases in numerical order or chromatic order? So I don't keep them in their boxes they come in because I inevitably end up dumping them out. But I always get cases online. I like the ones with the individual pencil slots so I know which ones are missing, and I do them in chromatic order. While number order makes me happy, when I'm choosing my colors, I like to see the style of colors, like all the reds next to each other, because that helps me figure out, is it a cool red? Is it a warm red? Is it a neutral? Like where does it fall on that spectrum? So I like to have all my colors next to each other to help me choose them better. But usually a pencil case, this one's seen better days, a pencil case, and then chromatic order. Okay, so that was 11:05, and then black is 9:38. And hey, if anybody's keeping track of numbers, this could help too. Let's see, black raspberry is 1095. Then we've got 1056, which is the warm gray 70. Okay, white, of course, we've got 938. Then we have 1070, which is French gray. French gray, what was that? French gray 30, 1070. Then itty bitty bitty, but I know this one is French gray 10, so 1068. Then we have 1070, sounds good, Kenny. 1076, which is French gray 90. Okay, then we've got French gray 50, which is 1072. And lastly, we've got French gray 70, which is 1074. And then marker colors for this one were Arctic's acrylic markers were 403 and 422 plus the blender. I have 938 twice. I do, don't I? 935. That's what that was supposed to be. Thank you. 935. There you go. Because 938 is white. 935. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So let's move on to these little shells. And I kind of want to do them in like a pinky orange. So let's do, zoom out just a bit while we choose these. So for the pinky orange, let's see, probably permanent red and pale vermilion. We might do little variations on them or do them all the same. I don't know. Let's see. Could do deco orange too, but I don't want to do too many colors that not everybody has. So let's see, permanent red, which is number 122. Okay, pale vermilion, sorry, I bumped the mic. Pale vermilion is 921. All right, pale vermilion, let's see. Permanent, pale vermilion, salmon pink, which is very similar to the deco orange. Salmon pink. Now they're small, so we can't fit too many colors, but I want to make sure we get enough of a variation. Salmon pink, then I think deco peach, which is 1013. That might be here. Okay, 1013. No, I didn't write them down when we did them last time. I'd have to go back and write down them. But after I was writing down the ones for this one, I'm like, I need to be marking these down because I don't remember everything. But the first video should have it all. And this one's more for my reference because I don't usually go back in and write down like a description because I usually list it while we're working on it. But who knows, if I start writing down the color numbers more regularly with this, I might start adding them. It's just remembering to go back in to do it. Okay, so for any variation we want to do on those, so they're not all exactly the same. So if that one is permanent red, let's go in with a little bit more of a pinky color, and let's grab Process Red. 994 Process Red, Deco Pink, and then let's see. I don't want to do it like alternating, like it's a pattern. I want it to, let's see. Let's grab Mulberry. I don't know when they pulled Deco Orange. I feel like I used to know. But colors that I have that are discontinued, so they're not regularly available. Marcy was wonderful enough to send me a Deco Aqua. I did a pencil trade with Catherine, and I got Deco Blue. The Deco Orange I have, and then I have Steel and some of the metallics, which I still use on occasion. So those are the ones that I have. But there's some pretty close ones too. So Light Aqua-ish could work for Deco. I don't know. I really think they need to bring back their Deco line. But yeah. Okay, so we've got the two variations. Let's get Mulberry. Let's see, which is 995. Yeah, Mulberry is 995. And to go with Mulberry, let's actually grab Lavender. Technically, that one is also a discontinued. Lavender and Lilac are not carried anymore. So you could probably do Hot Pink instead of Lavender, but for this one, I'm going to do Lavender. And then for a fourth one, I got the one. Yeah, I don't blame you, Patty. I'm telling you, if they did a special like anniversary release of the Deco colors, I don't care how much it cost. I would figure out a way. I would sell a kidney. Okay, maybe not sell a kidney, but I would definitely get them. Okay, and then for the other variation, let's do a slightly more orangey one. Let's do Poppy Red. And I actually am going to write these down before we do it so that I don't forget what I chose to go with what. Poppy Red and... See, I would probably do Salmon Pink or Pale Vermilion, so we'll probably leave that as is. Okay, so let's mark these down because otherwise I am going to forget because I want to do a few variations on them. Okay, so that was the purple shell. Okay, so for these small ones, all right, so what did we have? We chose the permanent red. Okay. Permanent red. Okay, permanent red, and then pale vermilion, or not, is it? Yeah, pale vermilion. I know I'm not writing the numbers now, but names will be easier for me for this case. Okay, pale vermilion. Okay, salmon. And what do we say? Deco Peach. And then we'll use a variation on some of the, like, yes. Yeah, and I have one extra spare for the lilac and lavender. And then after that, I'm out. So I don't use them too often. All right, so that was that combination there. And then what did I say? I said Mulberry and Deco Pink. Deco Pink. Okay. And then the other one was Process Red and Lavender. My handwriting's terrible. I apologize. Ocean Rise and some sand in my hub page. Oh, I love it. The page is small. Yes, it's a little bit more digestible, right? Let's see. Lavender. I always want to spell lavender D-A-R. And then the last one by itself, because we'll use some of these colors up here, is Poppy Red. Yes, much less. Absolutely. It's interesting. Like I used to do double page spreads all the time when I first started coloring, but now I look at them and I'm like, that sounds exhausting. Like I did the dragon and Enchanted Forest twice. I don't know what kind of crazy I was on, but must have been a fair amount. And then we'll probably use some white and we'll figure out our shadow colors after that. But these are going to be like the primary colors for all four. And we're actually going to do all four at the same time. And then utilize, sorry, throat cracked. And then utilize the French grays for shadows as well. All right, so let's start first. We're going to start with all of the dark colors that I chose as, you know, the darkest part. So permanent red will go first. And we're going to do that one up here. Can I go in any further? There we go. They're really small, so we can't actually fit that much anyway, but I wanted to have it laid out. And if we don't end up using a color that I put on the list, I'll just cross it out. All right, so permanent red. Again, I'm making the left side be the darkest. I just didn't want them all to be the same, that's all. Okay. All right, permanent red. Okay, then we're gonna go with, I think I'll do the cooler, like the pinks here, and then the warmer ones here. You know, I'm actually just gonna zoom out just a touch so we can have all four in the stream. Okay, so poppy red now. There we go. All right, poppy red. Then we're going to go with the, hang on, the music is really low. Oh, it's just one of the quiet songs again. Okay, we're going to do mulberry over here. Okay. Like I said, I'm doing the darkest color just on the left sides. Okay. And then we'll do the process red. We'll probably do a blend of the cool and warm lighter shades, just so that, again, it's not looking like an alternating pattern. Try and give it a more randomized kind of look. Okay, so for the top one, we did the permanent red. So now let's go in with, we might actually, because it's so small, we might actually skip that pale vermilion. Let's go in with the salmon. Okay. Do just kind of like a middle sliver. Okay, so salmon there. And let's do, let's see, let's do a salmon over here. Okay, then we're going to get our Deco Peach. Let's do Deco Peach here. Okay, this is the one that's poppy. Okay, and then we'll do our Deco Pink. Like I said, I want them all to be just a little bit different. Okay, Deco Pink. Let's see, let's also grab, cream. Let's write that down. Okay. Cream. We're gonna use that kind of on everything. Sorry. There you go. Amazing Spaces, UK beaches soon to be lined up with beach sheds. Oh, I love that. Okay, so we're gonna grab cream. Go. Don't want to drop the case. Okay, so we're going to grab cream. We're actually going to fill that in. These are all going to have cream on them, but they're not done by any means. This was kind of our first color blocking layer, and I know they're small, so you're like, it's going to be too much. Just trust the process. Trust the process. Okay. So now. Let's actually grab, Black Cherry. I don't think I have that out already. Okay, black cherry, which is number 1078. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna put that on our list. Like I said, I'm trying to be much better about this, okay? I'm just gonna put it here. Black cherry, okay? All right, so not that far. Here we go. Make sure we're still in focus. Okay, so now we're gonna grab our black cherry, and we're not gonna do the full thing. We're gonna go up maybe 2/3 to half the way. Okay, not much. Like I said, we're gonna be adding a shadow on these starfish as well. And then if anybody missed it, the plan is for the background, we're gonna do something like that with the kind of wavy dunes. Hi, Angela, how are you? Okay, so black cherry, just a bit. Okay, all right, so for the top, in fact, I'm gonna just mark this here because I keep forgetting what we did. So we had on the top one, we had the permanent red. Okay, the bottom one was the poppy. The left one is the mulberry. And the right one was the processed red. There we go. So I can remember which ones. Again, I know they're small, so it may be overkill, but when I'm doing my best to remember what we used. Oh, nice, Angela. I love some organization. I can't ever find anything afterwards, but I do love organization. All right, so now we're gonna go in with our permanent red again. It's okay. All right, so zoom out just a bit. Okay. All right, so permanent red now. We're going to go over that. Oh dear, I went out of the line. Not that it's terrible to go out of the line, but in this instance, I really don't want to. It's just a little matte eraser. 'Twas a gift, and I love it. Okay. And we're going to grab the poppy, which was the bottom one here. Okay. This is when I start pressing a little bit harder too. Okay. Then we're going to do mulberry, which was on the right, or on the left, sorry. This starfish is a little bit bigger than the top and bottom ones. Okay, then we're going to do processed red. Well, I had some people, like they were curious, you know, like step-by-step kind of things. And I do the videos and everything, but I just let them know like, hey, I'm live, which is where I talk through my thought process a lot more over here. Okay, so now we're going to do the permanent red one. We did the salmon pink, or salmon pink, is that what it is? Yeah, salmon pink. Couldn't remember if it was just salmon or salmon pink. Okay, we're going to go over that. Again, I know it's small, but you'd be surprised what you can do with small space. Okay, so that one was salmon. Let's see. Looks like I did a little bit of salmon in this one. Okay, I'm just kind of softening that darker line. All right, salmon. And then we've got the Deco Pink. This is with the poppy. Okay, we still need to do that middle of it, but we're going to do the bulk of the rest over here. Okay, we're going to do Deco Pink here. If the music's too loud, let me know. Favorite sea creature? Sand dollar, I like it. Octopi really are. Seahorse and dolphin, seahorse, love it. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're not gonna add the cream yet. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna start in on the drop shadow, and that will help us gauge how much shadow, like how we kind of did these with a little bit more brown. That'll gauge how much of that we actually need to put. Hi, Heavenly, welcome. So glad you're here. And hi, Angela. Okay, so let's grab 1076. Now they're small, so they're not going to cast as much of a shadow as the shells up top did, but we're going to start with the 1076, which is the 90% French gray. Okay. Just a little bit here. Okay, so that's the start. Let's put a little bit there. Not all of them have to be exactly the same, because if you're thinking in terms of if these were laid out on the beach, they're all at different points, so each of their shadows are going to be a little bit different. A little bit there and a little bit there. Then we're going to do this one. There and just a skosh there. All right, then we're going to go ahead and grab French Gray 50. Is that 50? Yes, that's 50. All right, so French Gray 50. And like I said, once we get the sand dunes in on the background, we'll shape this shadow just a little bit more. Not saying that you have to do a background, but for this particular page, I am planning on doing one. So we'll make adjustments as we go along. So we're just using that French Gray 50 right now. What are we doing on time? We still got 30 minutes, we're good. Okay. Maybe we'll pick out the colors for our next shell. Next one. Okay, now we're gonna grab the French Gray 10%. Let's give it another quick sharpen. Let's see, today is Friday. Shannon, you're streaming today, right? There we go. All right, so 10% now. So these little starfish aren't done, but I want to get this shadow down before I do the rest. Like I said, you'd be surprised how much you can fit in a small space. That's why having nice sharp points is handy. Okay. All right, so that's their shadow for now. Later than usual. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and grab now. We're actually going to grab that warm gray 1056. So warm gray 9. No, I don't want warm gray 90. I want warm gray 70 because I don't want it too overwhelming that we won't see any of the colors. So warm gray 70. Oh, it's a tiny baby pencil. Is that 70 or is that 90? Do I have two 90s in here? Oh no, that's cool gray. That's cool gray. Hang on. Warm gray, 90. 1056. Oh, that is 70. So I want warm gray 50, which is 1054. Hang on 1 second. Sorry, had to just clear my throat, but I'm sure no one wanted to hear that. Okay, so warm gray 50 is what we're going to grab now. And we're coloring directly on the starfish. A little bit of that shadow. They are indeed, absolutely. You know what's funny is I do that too. So there's someone else in the community called Emily CC. And a lot of times when I am just watching someone stream, like I'm lurking. And so like Tanya or Shannon will be like, hi, Emily. And I'm like, wait, what? How did they know I was here? Like, what spookiness is this? Now, like I said, when we get the sand down, this is going to pop a lot more because we'll probably put some stronger shadows. But for now, when we finish it, we'll leave it as is. And then when we get started on the background, then, like I said, it'll pop even more. So we're just using that warm gray right now. Okay, now we're going to go back in with our colors again. So permanent red first. Let's see, that's Poppy. Permanent red first for this top one. Okay, we're going to go over that warm gray just a bit. The more depth you can give your images, the more it'll kind of pop off the page. All right, then let's grab Poppy. I always do, absolutely. On occasion I'll chat, but generally what's happening is I'm usually like editing or filming or whatever else, which really isn't super conducive to keeping up with chat or anything, unless I really have something that I want to add to the conversation. I'm just not great at multitasking. Hi, Yana. That dragon page? Are you kidding me? Like, hello? Yes, so these are the images that I'm going to kind of base it off of. We're going to do kind of like a sand dune-y one. This top one, and I tried to make sure that these weren't AI ones. I'm pretty sure they're not. But this top one really shows the kind of stronger shadows. Like I'm trying to point on the picture, but my pencils are underneath. The top large shell is upside down, so that's going to cast a deeper shadow. But what we're going to be looking for is like little ones like this with the little starfish, how the shell, you know, is a little bit darker where the sand is going to be. But getting these lines and these waves of the sand dunes, I think is going to be kind of pretty important. You can see on this top one here, let's turn off the bottom one. On this top one here, we're going to make it bigger. What's really going to help us show the sand is where you got a lot of the, again, I can't point, but do you see how like at the tops of the ridges, there's a lot of those dark speckles that, you know, show maybe this is a little bit darker sand or whatever else. That's really going to be what it is. And those values from the peak of the dune, and I say dune lightly because it's just like ripples in the sand, but from the peak of the dune to the base, that's where you're going to see the significance of the shape of the sand. So that's what we're going to be shooting for. So when we do this, what we'll need to do first is kind of sketch out our lines of where we want it to be. But I like the larger waves versus the smaller one. I feel like since this is such a highly detailed, like it's small in and of itself, I think that the larger waves will be a little bit more conducive to not overwhelming the shells on the page. It was great. Like, and I love like the way, like choosing a color that's out of the norm. So a giant pink dragon, like, was not on my radar at all. And I'm like, yes, absolutely. That's glorious. I went out of the line again. Oh, well. All right. So now we're going to grab mulberry. Yeah, it was absolutely fabulous. Okay. Mulberry for this one. And we're actually going to add a little bit of, we've got this pale vermilion that we haven't used too much. We're actually going to bring a little bit of that in, not all the way down, but kind of on the tips of it just a bit. We're blending that kind of warm and cool color. Then we're going to grab that pink salmon up here again. Okay. Let's see. I think we did salmon for this one. Okay, and then we're going to grab that deco pink here. Okay, and deco pink here. And we're going to grab the cream again. Yeah, the upper part in the crest. Yes, exactly, exactly. All right, so now we're going to grab the cream, and I'm kind of going over our main colors because I don't want them too vibrant because, well, the other shells aren't, like, they are vibrant, but like they're toned down just a little bit because of the white. So that's what we're using the cream with, is we're just sort of Toning down the saturation just a bit, but also helping to blend at the same time. Okay. And then, like I said, when we have the sand and we make those shadows brighter, well, I've said it multiple times, it's going to pop. All right, so let's grab, I actually want to grab the black raspberry. That's Tuscan red. Do I have black raspberry out? No, that's Tuscan red. Hang on, we can zoom out for a second while I find the pencil I need. Black raspberry. Don't see it out. What is it next to? Next to the Tuscan red. Unless I accidentally put it in the wrong spot. Tuscan red. No, it should be there. Did I put it in the wrong spot? I'm losing my mind. Maybe I dropped it somewhere. Okay, let's just grab our backup black raspberry real quick. Yeah, that's black raspberry. That's chestnut. Okay, we're just gonna grab our backup because I must have like used it and not put away, which is weird because I just put them all away. So maybe it rolled off somewhere. Anyway, let's go ahead and sharpen up this black, spare. Weekend company coming tonight for my birthday. Oh, nice. Oh, happy birthday. I swear, every time I do a deep clean on the house, the kids think that I'm having like a mystery person over. Yeah, because like my mother-in-law came over for a surprise and they couldn't figure out why I was manically cleaning the week before. All right, we're going to use black raspberry on that middle part. So now anytime, like I was vacuuming in the living room, little Steve came downstairs. Is someone coming over? No, no one's coming over. Just, what does that say? They think I don't clean regularly? I don't know. All right, I want to take a little bit of this black raspberry and kind of extend the crease of the starfish just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like again, it's a small thing, but I feel like all the small things add up to it looking pretty cool. So we're gonna leave these as they are for now, and then we'll probably make adjustments, like I said, when we get the background down. How are we doing on time? Who's coming? No one's coming over. Oh no! Wait, is it today? I didn't realize today was your birth. Holy heck! Hold on, we need confirmation. Yana, is it birthday today? Cake and ice cream for breakfast tomorrow? Oh my gosh, I love it. Because if it's your birthday today, you know what we need to do? First of all, this is going to be music pause worthy. Hold on, I gotta have confirmation. That's right, Josephine knows what's coming. I got a birthday cake. Do I have a birthday emote in here? Oh, but I do have, what is this one's? Yeah, this one's the hype one. I used to have a cake one too. Ooh, but we got hugs too. Right? I'm waiting. Oh gosh, Patty, I want to move there. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to do it anyway, because even if it's this weekend. All right, are you ready, Anna? This one's for you, okay? This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Cha-cha-cha. Jazz hands. That one's just for you. Happy birthday! Well, I sure hope so. I've had a few pretty unlucky Friday the 13th, so I always get a little nervous when this one rolls around. Okay, what did we add to that? We added black raspberry, right? Black raspberry. Yay! Also, check that out. We hit 23.7. And actually, for whatever reason, this week has seriously popped off on Instagram. And I have made it to 28.3 thousand on Instagram. I'm telling you, we're pushing for that 30K. It's been going up by about like 100 a day. I'm really excited. That's why I've been posting so much, because everybody likes it. Happened 2 days ago. I did actually forget to mention that. I had to put my black kitty down. Oh, Michelle, I'm so sorry. Sorry, I didn't scan that before I read it fully. I'm so sorry. That's so hard. 2 months, right? I know, seriously. Like 2026 hasn't been insane enough. Like, can we not anymore with the bad luck? Oh my gosh. Okay, so for the middle shell now, we should probably actually plan out our colors. All right, so if we are doing a sandy background, right? We've got kind of these warm little starfish. We've got blue, we've got purple. I don't know that I want to do a green. We could do another we could do like an aqua one here. Like more of an aqua. So like we could do a little bit of parrot green. Let's do that. So we'll write down the ones for this middle shell too. All right, so parrot green. I mean, are you guys cool with me taking time to write down the numbers, or is it like super boring when I stop to do that? I don't know if people are following along, if that's actually more helpful for them. All right, so parrot green. Let's look at our shell as we're doing this, all right? So parrot green. Okay, parrot green. Then let's do... Oh, yeah. Ours is now... Steve, how old is Kitty? We named her from a Greek goddess, but after we got her, the terrorist organization uses the name. It's spelled ISIS, so I try not to say it on YouTube so that YouTube doesn't ding me. So we'll just call her Old Kitty. Okay, parrot green, and we're gonna get sky blue light. Honestly, of all the light blue colors, that one's my favorite. 19, yeah, she is getting up there. She makes me nervous. I have to go over and check on her. I do love aqua. Yeah, almost 20. She's a old kitty. Parrot green, sky blue light. Let's do non-photo blue. We're gonna do a bluish one, but it's gonna be different than the top blue one. Non-photo blue, which is 919. Okay, let's grab peacock blue, which is 1027. And then let's grab gray green light or pale sage. The gray green light is still going to be like almost white. So let's actually grab pale sage. I don't want to do a heavily green one. Okay, I think that's good colors for now. And then we're going to go in with the black raspberry for sure. Black raspberry, and honestly, I'm tempted to, oh no, you know what? Clay rose. Clay rose is what I want. Basically, when I'm picking these out, I'm kind of visualizing it in my head. So I can't say that there's a particular rhyme or reason, but like I picture it in my head. I'm like, okay, I think this is the direction that I want to go. All right, so we're gonna write these down real quick. Oh, nice. I told her she's, stay away from me, okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's grab our little handy dandy notebook. Do I need to put a little Blue's Clues thing on here? That'd be hilarious. All right, so for the middle shell, that's what this one is, okay? So middle shell. All right, we've got, so parrot green. Parrot green. We've got 1027, which is the peacock blue. There we go. Peacock blue. Okay, then we have non-photo blue. Okay, non-photo blue. Then we have sky blue light. And I did the numbers for. I'm not consistent at all in why I'm doing these. Oh my gosh, hailstones and a snow flurry? Oh my word. All right, we've got pale sage. It is currently
No clouds outside, but it's chilly. All right, pale sage. Then we have black raspberry. And clay rose. Swear, my handwriting can be nicer when I'm taking my time. A little bit nicer. Although I will say, this is going to be kind of funny, but do you guys ever train yourself to write your letters a certain way? I haven't done it in years. I think I started it in college, so I would have been like 18 or 19 maybe. Consider them to be 40 next month. That's a long time ago. Anyway, I decided that I wanted to do my A's like a Times New Roman A instead of that. I do it like that. And then I also like do my Y's like a little tail. Anyway, for whatever reason, I was just like, this seems cool. I'm going to train myself to do it. And now I've been doing it for like 20 years. So, and then the French grays, again, is what we'll use for the shadows and whatnot. Makes my lettering unique, I suppose. All right, so this one is a little bit smaller than the other ones, so it won't be quite as much. There we go. All right, so let's start with, we're gonna give this a sharpen so it's got a nice fine point. 19, aw. All right, so we're gonna start with Parrot Green. I know it. I'm sorry. I should say, I see, when I was in junior high, I thought the 8th graders were so old. When I was in high school, I thought the seniors were so old. And then I hit 30 and I'm just like, yeah, maybe not. I don't know. 40 is just an adjustment, you know? It's an adjustment. All right. So Parrot Green is what we're going to do for this section first. So we're going to do Parrot Green on that one. Parrot green on this one, and maybe parrot green on the bottom too. We'll see, but we're going to start with parrot green here first. Yeah. I think I feel it more too when I see my kids getting older. Like teenagers? I don't know, man. Not ready. All right, parrot green. Go a little bit heavier on the color on this side, and then we'll go lighter as it goes. Yeah, it's an adjustment, but enjoy it. 78 to refute. Hey, man, that's still super young. I say that with thing, but no, in my head, like it's super young because when I was, you guys know, I worked at a retirement home for a little while, and you definitely reframe your mind for what is considered quote unquote old. I distinctly remember because there was a gentleman, it was assisted living. It wasn't like a full-on retire, it was just assisted living, those that just needed a little bit more. But I remember he came to live there when he was 76, and all of us were just like what? Like that 76 is really young. Like what? It was a medical thing, obviously. But before I knew that, we were all just like, what do you mean 76? Like got 20 years before you need to come here. Just reach level 60. Oh my gosh, I love that. We have to think about levels, not years. So your level's 40. I will be level 50. See, okay, actually, I really like that. I like that. Reaching more levels. Plus, with little Emily now too, we're getting to the point where I can share some of my sage advice with her. So, I'm starting to feel a little wise. All right, so granted, I know I have way more to learn. I haven't even bought my first house yet, so we got some milestones to go still. Steve is, always keeping an eye out for, whatever we want to, where we want to move to next, job-wise or whatever. But little Emily and I were daydreaming yesterday about moving back to the Pacific Northwest. Like, that would be super cool. Okay, get to be closer to family, and it'd be great. My brother's out there. He's got like a farm, and he's got ponies and everything. Like, that'd be great. All right, just talking about daydreaming about Pacific Northwest. That's all. He's here today, guys. Wait, did they change? I just realized that. Did they change moderator symbols. It's not a wrench anymore. It's like a little shield. That's cool. Like, I literally just noticed that. When did they do that? Conquering each level. Exactly. I love it. All right, so now we're going to do the, what was this? This was 1027, so it is the, was it the peacock blue? Yeah, peacock blue for this one. Oh, thank you for subscribing. You do have a shield for a while now. You can tell how, well, what's like a while? Like a month? Or are we talking, I don't know. I clearly do not pay very well attention. See, on Twitch, it's a sword, so we call it a bonk stick over there. For a couple weeks. Okay, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Because, you know, we were all sick, and so I wasn't around too many live streams. And usually if I was, it was just straight up lurking, having the window up, you know, contributing to viewership and whatnot. A couple months for some of us. Yeah, I'm way out of the loop. Maybe you had to go live, like once it's, I don't know. I just noticed it because I'm clearly paying attention. No, but that would be really cool. Nicer weather, more fire ants. That would be fabulous. Either way, hopefully we'll still make the Oregon trip this summer, and I want to take the kids camping. I think that would be great. Although little Emily's not sure how she feels, you know, if we don't go to a place that has like showers. You know, gotta go hardcore camping. It'll be fine. Builds character, right? All right, so then we're gonna do the peacock blue up here. See, it's pretty similar-ish, but we'll darken up some places to make it different. Okay. In fact, maybe we do need to bring in more green. Like, we could bring in a little dark green. This is just not laying in fire. I'm meant to rescue kittens from under a mini barn. That's right. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Fire ants, man. They are gnarly. Okay. Let's put our little pale sage in a pencil extender here. Streamer I follow, and she spent 7 days as a Viking. How did that go? Okay. Let's do pale sage with the parrot green. Yeah, I'm glad I did the warmer green because I want it to be a bit different than that top one. Indoor plumbing, little spots, right? Yeah, well, the campsite that I'm thinking of, they do have like a shower and bathroom facility, so that works. But I don't want to like go camping with a camper or camper van. Like, I want to do tent camping with them. We haven't really done it here because like there's too much wildlife and the bugs are too dang big. Like, nah, brah, I'm good. But camping in the Pacific Northwest, that's a whole different animal. All right, so there's that one. And then we're going to go in with the sky blue light. She had to make her own clothes, learn how to fight. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the fighting thing. I'd be like, I'm good. Can I pay you to go away? What if I make you a painting to leave me alone? I don't want to fight. I just like my colors. All right, sky blue light there. All right, for this bottom one, let's go ahead and do the parrot green again. Let's see. Oh, Marilyn, hello. Keep your character. Give me a shower and toilet. Okay. Work with a camper, no bugs. Okay, that's fair. As a teacher, I hit my 50th. It fell over the Christmas holidays, so I never said a word. Everyone forgot that birthday. And I didn't have to endure the over-the-hill jokes, right? That being said, do people still, like, is over-the-hill jokes a thing still? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's birthday cards for it still. Okay, let's do the parrot green and let's do the sky blue light with this one. So a blend of both. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we have our color blocking in. Now let's go in with our black raspberry and our clay rose. Let's see, it is 11:54, but I want to finish this shell before we go. And then next time, I don't know, do you guys want to finish the last two shells or do you want to get a jump on the background next time? Let's put up a poll right now because we could always do background and then do the last two shells. So let's do a poll. Okay, so for next stream, Do you want to finish the shells or back? I can't spell today. Oh my gosh. Well, today. No, all days. Or background. Finish the shells or background. Sounds good, Sue. Northeast Canada, the mosquitoes are animals. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Mosquitoes here. And poor Steve, they hone in on him. Mosquitoes love him. I mean, as an aside, I get bit a lot less when he's around, but I feel terrible because he's just so itchy and miserable. All right, we're using black raspberry now. Like I said, we did kind of our color blocking. I'm not opposed. Like if we're talking like where will our next phase in life take place, I am not opposed to like living overseas either. I suppose it depends on where. Scotland would be cool. And I'm used to the rain. I grew up on the coast, so the rain wouldn't be a bother for me. It's so pretty. Plus you're closer to everything. You can travel. Yeah, I like that red. It's really helping it to pop and be a little bit different than the other one. Like here, we'll zoom out. It'll end up looking much different, despite the cooler colors again. Because I'm trying to think in terms of how will it look with all the brown from the sand, you know? Okay, then let's go in with the clay rose. Let's see, 20 votes, background at 76%. Okay, okay. All right, so clay rose. I don't want the red to completely overwhelm it. So when we're done with this red, before we do the blender, we're gonna go back in with our greens and blues again. Okay, so now we're gonna grab our parrot green. Oh my gosh, early port, yes. Like you guys have seen the movie like The Holiday, right? Where, you know, Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet, they swap. Like, I want to live, is it Kate Winslet? Yeah, it was Kate Winslet. I want to live in Kate Winslet's cottage. Like, 100%. That would be heaven. Oh my gosh, and I would have so many friends over there already. Be like, hey guys, I'm across the pond now. I could go to Suzanne's coloring retreats. Oh, that would be cool. Okay, so now we're going to do the peacock blue. I'm going to go in with that non-photo blue too. We picked that out, but we haven't used it yet. Right, Josephine? Oh my gosh, yes. Like if you could live anywhere, like nothing, you didn't have to take into account like the state of the world or how much it would cost to move, nothing practical, okay? So like you have a wish, you can pick up and move wherever you like. Where would you go? I grabbed that deco blue, but I don't think I'm gonna use it. Did I put it on this list? No, I did not. Okay, good. Not that sure. New Zealand might be cool too. Okay, so we're gonna grab the non-photo blue, a little bit for this middle one. And then after we get this down, then we're gonna use our blender and kind of activate it, as someone said. We need to add a little bit down there, but we'll get to that. All right, let's grab our blender now. I don't know, wasn't her last one in April? I think she's still doing it, right? I think she said she's still doing it. Gosh, I don't know, actually. Oh, you know what? I need to do these triangles before I go too hard on that. So let's do the peacock blue. Just a video short of a place in the country in Scotland I was trying to right? Seriously. A castle with mildish weather like Pacific Northwest, right? Yes, I'm right there with you, early part. Absolutely. A foggy bog by the sea with year-round green hills and forests. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it sounds like we're all going to convene in Scotland. You know how we talked, like we've talked about off and on throughout the years, you know, post-apocalyptic, all of us get together because, you know, we've all got skills, gardening, you know, animal raising, clothes weaving, like we've all got skills. I feel like, you know, crafty women unite, crafty peoples unite. We would be able to start. So I think our community bunker should be in Scotland. Next retreat is in April. Okay, that's coming up then, isn't it? We're gonna use sky blue light. I mean, that's like next month. Is it at the beginning, middle, or end? I can't remember. I used to keep up with it on our live streams, but since I'm not going, I don't know. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. You know, Slane's Castle is full on like crumbled, not a touristy kind of castle. No one's living there. I'm telling you, we fix it up. We fix it up. We live on a coastal cliff. Like, I'm down with it. Let's do it. April 4th. Oh, that really is coming up fast. Okay, we're going to use teeny tiny pale sage here. Okay, let's grab our black raspberry. Okay, we're going to use our clay rose on the other side so it's a little bit lighter. How are we doing on time? It's 12:01. Further into the wilds from where I am with an eco-friendly house and pool. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. Okay, let's go ahead and grab now our French grays. Okay, so French gray, this one is 1076. This French gray 90s. So let's grab, let's see, let's do a little bit of that here. We actually are going to do a little bit of the drop shadow on here because it helps to kind of shape and see where I need to go darker on. So French gray 90. And then we'll, like I said, we'll adjust when we get the sand background down. We can all have our own pony, ride around the countryside. Be glorious. There's a video I saw the other day of, it was somebody who lives at a cat sanctuary, but they have like tons of properties. So the cats are like indoor, outdoor cats. And so it shows them walking through a field with like all of these cats around them, like frolicking. I'm like, oh my God, is that an option? Yes. That is true. It is very close. That wind was so strong. Like when I went there, about shoved me over. All right. This is 1056, which is 70% warm gray. Okay. Maybe not Slane's. It's suppose, yeah, it's right there. Maybe if we had to defend our castle, you know, the cliffside would be good. Can't make it past with their ships. Art commune, retirement home, spinoff from the man. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. All right. 70% French gray. Yeah, 100%. Cats, ponies, castle, friends, crayons. Done. Done and done. All right, let's get a little bit of the black raspberry. Okay, I want to make sure we still have that kind of darker shadow. Let's get a little bit of the white. Just smooth it out just a skosh. Tone down the red. We can always go back over it with like the parrot. In fact, let's do that. Let's go back over it a little bit with the parrot green. Cat Island in Greece. Yep, lots of cats. Definitely an option. 100%. All right, parrot green over the top just a bit because I don't want that green to completely disappear. Perfect. Okay, I like that. Now let's grab our white so we can lighten the edges here, and we're going to use some of the Arctic's paint markers to kind of help eliminate some of these darker lines. Not going to go all the way to the edge. Okay. All right, so for the color for this shell, let's go with 606 or 305. Let's do 305. 305. There we go. All right, I'm going to turn the book here. Okay. So it's a little bit comfier. We'll probably do paint markers on these little starfish too, but I'm going to wait until we get the background down. Okay, so 305. It's like a cooler light blue. Okay. Let's see. Let's turn it again. And then, yeah, we'll define all of these shadows a bit more when we do our full background. Okay, that was 305. Let's go ahead and grab 606 now. Unless I have it out already. I think I have it out already. 606, here we go. Okay. Going Edwardian, Victorian, or Georgian? I'm gonna go with Victorian, I think. A dancing ball, yep. One day a month where we wear and celebrate period. Yes, oh my gosh, absolutely. A couple of small Scottish islands for sale, and one has a big house on it. Not quite a castle, but it does have a turret. Oh my gosh. If I ever make it back to Scotland, I would love to take some time to go to the Isle of Skye. I think that would be really pretty. But I've always said that if I'm able to go back, rather than staying at a hotel, I want to rent like a travel trailer or a caravan. Granted, some of those tight roads, it would be, you know, a little nerve-wracking to drive across them. But I want to like bring where I'm sleeping with me, right? So I don't have to stop at a hotel constantly. You just carry everything in the camper van. Okay, let's do a little bit on this one. And then rather than the marker, we're just going to take the white because I want to tone down these lines as well. And the white is creamy enough to do that. It just softens it a bit. Go these lines too. There we go. And then we got these up here. Let's go ahead and use the white on those black lines as well. Just gives it a little bit of a softer look. There we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. Bye, Port. Thanks for being here. All right, 75% background. So we'll definitely do the background next time. And then, I know I've said it multiple times, we're going to adjust like the shadows on some of these when we get that down. Like I said, these will be lightened quite a bit. Okay, did I get everything down on here? Raspberry, clay rose, and then the French grays for the shadow. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here in case anybody wants to screenshot if they're following along. I'm gonna do my best these days to mark these things down as we're working on them. Long as Scotland, yes. For the biting midges on Skye, it's no longer over the sea. Over the sea to Skye. Over a bridge, and then you're there. And there's bugs. But yeah. Oh, speaking of Outlander. Okay. No one spoiled the last... I've read the books, but no one spoiled the last season for me. I am waiting until all the episodes are out because I don't want to torture myself. I want to binge watch the whole thing. So, no Outlander spoilers. I want to binge watch. Okay, so next Friday, it'll be spring break. We will work on the background and then we'll finish up with the shells. Long live King Richard! So if I stream extra, I don't know what I'm going to work on. Maybe we'll do something separate in Inklings, but I'll keep you guys posted. I don't know how the week is going to go or everything the kids want to do, but there is a possibility. So I would just say, make sure, I haven't even said like, hey guys, make sure your notifications are on. I'm all sludge. You can see it's still empty. I haven't put them back up yet because I'm going to do them again. Probably the next time something like that is up is when the quilt is going to be done. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and head out. Like I said, the plan so far is Friday, and we'll work on the background, and then just make sure your notifications are on in case I go live again, or I may take the time and get a bunch of the you know, how to color flowers episodes out. Like I said, the next one is Lost Ocean, and it's going to be these flowers right here. So I have a plan for them. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else coming up. I posted a reel today. Feel free to go like it. You know, get all the buttons pushed out. Anyway, all right, everyone, have a great weekend. Yeah, keep being awesome. I'll chat with you later. Bye.